And welcome back to the Cyber Shindig Podcast, everybody. What's going on? It's episode 108. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Johnny Goodrich, and with me today...
It's Mike.
Mike, your boy. And we have a very special guest in studio, long time coming. He is another Northwest Indiana podcaster. He's digging up some fun stuff here, getting into a YouTube series that'll be coming out eventually, too. It's, ladies and gentlemen, it's YHST and a PBM, Shawn Cockerham, in the house.
Thank you.
What's happening, Shawn?
It's happening, man.
Dude,
it's going.
It's good to have you here.
This is a real production. This is far greater than I've ever had on a PBM or YHST, man.
Dude,
this is awesome.
I'm glad you're here. And
cool.
It's like I said, it's been a long time coming. We've talked about Shawn a few times on the show, Mike and I.
I'm glad he's real because for a time I was like, Johnny's making this guy up. He's like, yeah, I made a friend, Mike. I was like, yeah, I'm sure you did. What's his name? Shawn, huh?
Run into someone
real creative.
Random at the gas station.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Johnny's making friends over here.
Wonderful.
Sure thing. But yeah, man, thanks for joining us here in the basement. It's been a hot second, like we were talking earlier. Things just get busy and you get bogged down, and it's been like 2 weeks since we podcasted. So
yeah, I think when I stumbled across Cyber Shindig Podcast, you guys were in like episode. You guys were in the 90s because I definitely remember the 100.
Yeah,
I want to say you guys were like low 90s, maybe even 80s, and that's crazy.
Yeah,
108.
It's pretty wild.
Congratulations to that,
Thanks.
man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a real learning curve for us too. Like just as far as technical things go, we're still learning. Obviously, how to try to like market this thing and get people to listen to it. That's
that never ends.
No, yeah, exactly. It's crazy to think how Shawn and I got into contact though. I think like I saw on Instagram he was another Northwest Indiana podcaster, and then I think you hit me up or you followed us on Cyber Shindig, right?
Yeah, I think so.
One of the two, I forget. Either I followed you or you followed me. And then
I said hi first, or did you say hi
this
first?
Is like a cute,
Who
like
said
how we
hi
met?
first?
Oh my God, it was so cute.
It was, and what's crazy is I have stumbled across so many different like Northwest Indiana podcasters, and now that I'm doing the web series, I've also interacted with other like actors and comedians from Chicago, and they're also doing podcasts. Like, the running joke is that like everybody has a podcast. That's not a joke. Everybody has a podcast.
Does, yeah.
It's so damn true. It's like, wait, what the fuck? How did what?
Right.
You'd be like, holy shit, my grandma?
Yeah.
Someone
like her
said,
too?
like, with the pandemic, it's like, tell us if you did one of these three things. It's like, got married, got a pet, or started a podcast.
Oh my
Because it's like everybody did one of those three things.
That is
true.
So true. I could, dude, I think I but I've heard of more weddings happening during COVID than like any other summer. It was like ridiculous.
Which is weird to think because we couldn't like gather or have like a ceremonial deal.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why people did choose it though. It's like, fuck, spending $30,000 on a fucking wedding.
Shit, man. I don't blame them.
I went to a couple super spreader weddings.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I went to two of them.
One
One was for my cousin, and another one was for a friend. It was during the summertime. Like this whole entire like COVID experience has been like up and downs. You know, what I mean, hills and valleys, and it seems like it's never going to end.
Yeah. And it's, dude, it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you take? Like, everyone's got something to say about it. And it's like, no one knows what's real. Mm-hmm. We can only learn from like what's happened in the past, I guess. No one knows what's really going. I feel like that was like the first few like months. No one knew what was going on really. And we were like, everyone's just like, listen to the CDC, obvious. They know what they're doing and stuff. So it's like, okay. But 2 years, man, that's going to be a lot. If we have to get masks back on, dude, it's going to be, people are not going to be happy.
Well, you know that no one knew what was going on or knew anything about it when people in the early stages were coming up to you and be like, did you see that Joe Rogan podcast?
Oh, my God.
And you're like, oh, my Lord.
It's
Yes,
like
yes, I did see it. And yes, I bought into everything.
Yeah. Like the epidemiologist on there, like freaking the fuck out of everybody in March.
Sure. You know, it's a crazy world that we live in.
Definitely,
but it's cool. It's cool to do. It's cool to find stuff. Like that's what I noticed during quarantine, like in the heap of quarantine, is that when you find yourself like reclused in a house and you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything, and you've watched everything on YouTube, you've watched everything on Netflix, you've watched everything on Hulu, you got to eventually like do something, you know? And I definitely fell headfirst into doing like a bunch of creative stuff. So
that's the perfect time to do it too. I feel like a lot of cool shit did like stem from quarantine though too.
positive stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. YouTube series, like even new podcasts that I watch that are super famous now, like came out during quarantine, like some really cool shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's wild. When did you start up? So you have 2 podcasts that are still out and available. You have a PBM, which is still on Apple Podcasts, right?
No,
it's not. A PBM is not on. I can edit that.
No.
We're leaving it.
No, it is on there, and it's the reason why it's on there is because I don't know if you've noticed, but Apple Podcasts recently, like whatever Apple did, they redesigned their operating system on the podcast platform, which honestly, it's kind of cool, and they needed to catch up with the times because Spotify is just blowing them out.
Dude.
But I think by doing that, it reset their whole entire network and their whole entire system. So through that, everything came back on. So if you've ever created a podcast or if you've ever created anything on that platform, it's all there. Because I have some friends who also like started a podcast and then pulled the plug on it, and their stuff is on there too.
If you want to find some like really like blackmail-y shit on there, like
you can
like,
do it.
Dox somebody
right
from
now
a
is your time.
podcast.
You know? Yeah.
No, but so that makes sense though, because we noticed that our logo is like the old logo.
Yeah.
Which is really fucked up. And I even like emailed them and didn't hear anything. Apple Podcasts, man.
They suck.
They're really dropping the ball.
Yeah. And you know what? I really liked them. Before Spotify like popped off, I thought Apple Podcasts was the place to be, only because of the reviews.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I like having the reviews there just because it can change the algorithm in a lot of ways. Like you don't have to always have views. You can also you don't always have to have plays. You can also have reviews, and I think that helps with the
definitely
with more plays and more views and more downloads from other random people.
And just getting feedback too. Like
yeah.
I feel like Spotify, can you comment even on Spotify? Yeah, you can. So to get like that feedback from people is a lot nicer. Well, if it's constructive, unless it's just someone being like, "You guys fucking suck."
Yeah, exactly.
The internet's mean, man.
Oh my God, they're ruthless. But sometimes they win, man. Sometimes the internet wins.
That is true.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, for sure.
So Shawn's got 2 podcasts. Listen to YHST. What made you get into podcasting? I know you're a big fan of podcasts, but
that's a good question. I just like long form conversations. I just like talking a lot, and then I wanted to talk a lot.
Hell yeah.
So
this is the place to do it. It's the place to do it, man. Especially if you got something to say. Like this is the best place to do it. For sure.
It's I don't know, it's fun. It's a place where you can conversate in a space where no one can walk away from you.
Yeah,
that is true. I'm tethered.
Mike is stuck in the corner there.
Yeah, that's why you always do this to me.
That's right. I'm like, you're staying there.
No, it's about conversations. I think
Sure.
that's really where like I find my love for something like this, because I like to learn things about people.
Mm-hmm.
I do talk a lot. I have a lot of thoughts floating around in my head all the time.
Yeah,
and
man.
it's good to like just get those out of you, because I
yeah.
think it's therapeutic, and it also allows for more creativity. But it's also just a cool place to just sit down and have a conversation,
It's fun for sure. It is a lot of fun. Like that's what I've noticed the past few years that we've been doing this. It's just like kind of like goofy. Like we like to goof. We like to have a good time. But like sometimes we'll, it'll be like more serious too. And like, but I don't know. It's just a fun place to bullshit with your friends.
Yeah,
basically.
of course. It's just fun,
Mm-hmm.
But my co-host Tony Marini, who's
Shout out Tony.
Shout out to Tony.
Shout out Tony.
He was the one that turned me on to podcasts. A few years ago, probably 7. He was listening to a podcast 8 years ago.
8 years ago?
Yeah,
Wow.
he's been listening to Bill Burr's show for
shit.
forever. Yeah,
wow,
big Bill Burr fan he is.
Billy
and
Burr.
By him always listening to it, I was like, I don't know, maybe there's something there. Let me go check it out. I'm always interested in people. Anytime someone likes something a lot, I'll go check it out.
Yeah,
maybe
man.
I'll like it.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about. So, just doing that,
Yeah.
and then we started just recording them, and I didn't even know how to publish them. I had music gear, and we record music a lot. with a bunch of buddies, like jamming out. And then I realized I'm like, I have microphones, I have cables, like we could just do this.
You've got all the gear. It's just sitting there. Like you could use it for a different medium.
I would just email them to people because I didn't know how to publish them.
This is so
I would do it. Yeah, dude.
How crazy.
Yeah,
he was
that's
there
how it
with
all
a
started.
quill and some ink, and he's like, to whom it may concern, I have now a podcast. He sent it by owl.
This is like the fucking 2000s version of like selling old mixtapes out of your trunk. Pretty much is like emailing people like an audio wave file.
Yeah, of course.
Holy shit.
So that was really fun. You know, during quarantine, I sent out postcards to people.
No shit.
Yeah, as a joke.
Really?
And then I had
That's kind of cool.
I collect typewriters, so I have a couple typewriters, and I would type people notes and then send them to them just
No
to fuck
shit.
with them. Yeah, it was
That's
awesome. Yeah,
Like
I was
some
like,
serial murderers, like see like the title on the envelope, like who the fuck? Like,
I tried to make
What?
them like very 19th century, whereas I was like, brother and I are doing well this evening. He has caught in the cold.
oh my god! During COVID too.
Yeah.
He's fallen quite ill. We don't know if he'll make it to the next moon phase.
Mother does well, but she finds herself intoxicated many times.
Oh, man,
Those nights.
that's rough.
Those nights she's at the pub.
So that was always just fun to do during quarantine.
That's
I don't know.
hilarious.
I feel like that's what's cool about podcasts is it is grassroots.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like our shows and stuff. Like, we're not famous by any means, but like,
Speak for yourself.
excuse me, Mike. Sorry.
I've had autographs.
This is
okay.
DM Mike.
Yeah,
man.
how dare
This
you.
is
How
famous
dare
as
you.
famous
He's
gets.
like, I'm walking out. I
clutching his
can't take
pearls.
this.
How dare you? But it's like it's just one of those things that you can kind of get famous in like your friends groups or like your circles of different friends and like
Sure.
community and stuff, which is cool.
My buddy once had asked me a question or like made a comment. He's like, I don't know if I heard you tell me this or podcast Shawn tell me this. And
Nice.
that's always cool to hear, like when the homies are supporting, because I mean, I've said this 1,000 gazillion times. It takes a village.
Yeah.
Like if you want to turn something into something, like if you want to monetize on something, which I think we all want to when it comes to like creative stuff, you have to have a group of people to help you support your idea and your vision, you know?
I totally agree with that. Yeah, you need some help because you can't do everything.
No. You can't. I guess you could try and pick up. You know what I was doing when I had a PBM is I would go around people and I would just like at parties I would just take their phone and then I would go on to like Apple Podcasts and just hit subscribe. I'd write my own reviews on their show.
Hilarious.
Because everybody would say, oh yeah, I'll totally do that, but then they wouldn't. A lot of people say that, but they don't.
You need to have that like sense of it's not. I don't know if it's shamelessness, but like my cousin did the same thing. He's got another D&D podcast that he runs. He's from Texas, but we have like a giant family, like huge. My dad's side is like 10 brothers, 11 brothers. I forget. 10 brothers and sisters. Anyways, there's like 40 people at our family reunion, and he just gathers everyone up during dinner time. He's like, everyone bring out your phone. Everyone go to Apple Podcast app, like and subscribe, and leave a comment on my podcast page. I'm like, you're a genius, dude. Like just something so simple and easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very easy, or it's simple. I don't know how easy that is because there's a lot of people who'd be like, they give you, because you do have to be shameless because there's certain people like, what you doing over there with that technology stuff? Why aren't you in the factory making that steel?
You're in the steel mill. We've been a family of steel millers.
Let me look at them hands. You ain't got no calluses on there.
Soft. The hell's the matter with you playing with those microphones?
Yeah.
No, but it's seriously, it's like one of those things that are so, like you said, you got to be almost shameless. And I'm terrible at that shit too. Like marketing with that and like just like plugging and posting and reposting and shit. I'm like, man, these people don't want to see this, but some people might.
Yeah.
That's the
sometimes like, yeah, exactly. Sometimes you get into the weeds of like, why am I reposting a post of another post? It's like, but if you realize like it as a tool, like with social media, I guess that helps the algorithms, the gods of the algorithms.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like that's what they want to see.
Definitely.
And I think that kind of puts you on the spot,
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
And it only takes like one person who has never seen that post that you don't know, and then they see that and they're like, oh, maybe I want to check that out. And then they get into it, they repost stuff. It just takes like one little tiny thing to like change everything.
And I've posted stuff to my personal Instagram page instead of the Cyber Shindig's page back in the early days by accident. And someone like hit me up. They're like, "You do a podcast?" I'm like, "Oh fuck, yeah, I do a podcast, man. Like you can check it out." Like, yeah. So sometimes I mean, as like weird as it may feel, sometimes like you might just get someone to like cross over to your side and like listen to your shit,
reel them in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's what it's all about. And honestly, I mean, I always feel like as long as you have good intentions, you're not doing anything wrong. Mm-hmm. Do you have fun doing this?
Oh, dude.
Do you have fun doing this?
You know, that's a hard thing. Yes, of course I do.
You know, like that's all it's about.
Sometimes back when Johnny got really drunk at the show, things were kind of dark.
It's not like we're trying to sell anything. Yeah. We're not trying to change your opinion on things. We're just like bullshitting, having a good time. Yeah. It's something like it's almost therapeutic for us.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
Because before we did the podcast, Johnny and I would just like send each other every now and then like a meme or two. Mm-hmm. You know, we never had like a real conversation about things.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were always pretty close friends though, but like after we went to college, both of us kind of went our own ways for a little bit, saw each other during the holidays, that kind of thing.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
yeah.
And especially as like guys, we don't talk about like we just don't have conversations. We just kind of joke around and bullshit.
Feelings.
Yeah.
One of them they're feelings.
Yeah. Bury those deep. We don't want to hear it.
So this is like a weird way to like force us to like have conversations. Sure. And I've learned so much about him. I knew him for way longer than we did the podcast, but I've learned more about him in the last like 3 years, which is crazy to think we've been doing this podcast for fucking 3 years.
Pretty wild.
Then I knew him like all of high school and all through college.
I've learned a lot about you and myself doing this, though.
Yeah, you know my birthday now, which is weird. I know, it's wild. Man. He never knew it.
Pretty crazy.
Hold on, don't say it. When is it?
Oh, you suck.
When is it? When is it?
Don't you dare.
January 20.
Come on, you can do it. You can do it, man. I have so much faith in you. Please.
January 26th.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you saved yourself, man.
Oh, fuck. I knew it was in the 20s. Somewhere over there. But yeah, man, you learn a lot. I'm sure it's the same thing with you and Tony.
Well,
you know?
Actually, it's not. For the reason is that we have known each other since we were 12 years old.
Oh shit!
And we've been like, I mean, for the most part, thick as thieves since day one. You know, I mean, like we always had like in our early stages, like a friendship. Like we had a same mutual best friend.
Right.
And then after he went away to school, it was just like, well, Pete's gone. You want to just hang out?
Yeah, I guess we got to be best friends.
That's how that works. So, like, you know, oftentimes, and that's what I love about YHST. It takes no thought process. Oftentimes, we can like finish each other's sentences or thoughts.
Sure.
And then, you know, you listen to the episodes.
I've listened.
We
to all
can
of them.
get real mean with each other,
dude. It's funny when Tony's got like an attitude, or he's like he was sick that one day.
Oh,
he was so shitty to you. I was loving it, man. It was hilarious.
Yeah. So like
he's
that's the best
I
part
feel
about
like
it.
Shit. I don't like. Let's just get this thing done.
And he's so good as a co-host because he never told me that before we started recording that episode.
That he was sick?
He never said anything, never sniffled, never coughed, never let on that he was not feeling well. Right. And then that's the first thing he let out, which obviously just creates just good content.
It was pretty funny. And listening to a lot of the episodes, I find that the movies that so you guys watch a movie every episode. Mm-hmm. You guys like do like a bit beforehand. You just talk about the movie and that kind of stuff. Watch the movie and then you come back and talk about the movie. And I noticed that the movies that you like the least are always the funniest podcasts for some reason. Yeah, like you just shit on these movies, which is really funny. Like the one that
Donnie Darko is probably the best episode. It's the best episode. That movie is so stanky. Have you ever seen Donnie Darko?
Yeah,
I used to love Donnie Darko. Love Donnie Darko. Yeah. And then we went back to watch it because Tony had never seen it, and it was the last time I watched Donnie Darko was probably when I was 18 years old.
Dude, that makes sense. Yeah,
I've never seen it.
Don't go back and watch.
Don't ruin it for yourself.
I just knew there was this weird rabbit creature that no one else could see but him. Right?
Correct. Yeah. Well, because he's schizophrenic.
Right. Who's
allegedly.
the actor in this?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
That's
Jake Gyllenhaal and his sister Maggie Gyllenhaal. is also in this, and Demi
Moore.
Lovato.
Demi Moore?
No.
Her? Or her?
No, top left next to the bunny down. Who is she?
Right
she was
the
girl that's up there.
Oh, you wouldn't know even if I moved my water bottle.
Her?
Shame on me for not knowing that.
It wouldn't be the Cyber Shindig podcast if we didn't know the name of the celebrity.
She was in E.T. She was a little girl in E.T.
Jenna Malone. Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze's in that movie?
Yeah, and he's so weird. He's so weird.
That's like my mom's heartthrob.
Really?
Yes, dude.
I believe that.
It's a good heartthrob to have.
He's a handsome fella.
You know?
But yeah, man, when you guys were shitting all over that, and I think you were shitting all over, what was it? Tony was shitting on
Big Trouble in Little China. Fuck him for shitting on Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah. That movie was cool.
I never saw either of those movies, but I was like, man, I want to start watching movies now, like especially because you guys do such a good job of picking, like a variety of like classics to like kind of crappier movies like Donnie Darko, I guess, you know.
Well, so we started structuring it pretty fun. Tony picks a movie. And then we do a movie recommendation, and you can like email us or you can message me on Instagram. And then we draw that out of a hat. Ooh. So if we have like a lot of recommendations, we put it in the hat, and then we pick one. And then we do my movie the next week, the third week, and then the next week after that we do a new movie, and it had to have came out in the year that we're in. Okay, so 2021 for this situation. So, and then we just recycle and repeat. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of fun. It keeps it fresh because eventually, I mean, you know, in those early stages, I was like, I'm such a movie buff. And then you start thinking about it and you're like, man, I haven't seen a lot of movies to make that claim, you know? Shit. I like movies, but I don't, you know, I'm not a movie buff. Yeah. You know?
Especially when you start going all the way back to like 30s, 40s, 50s films where it's almost impossible to watch those things.
Yeah. Yeah, they can be difficult. You have to go with it with a certain perspective. I think that that's really been the point, or what I've taken out of doing the podcast, is if you go into a movie thinking it's going to be one way and then it doesn't live up to those expectations, you think the movie sucks.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I guess Point Break was like that.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing.
You know, I love Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, dude.
Who's that?
Keanu?
Never heard of him.
Sad Keanu.
Yeah, man, that was
John Wick 4 is coming out soon.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those.
Of course you haven't.
Any of them, but I've heard such good things, like good movies to like work out to. Basically, it's like if you're on a treadmill.
Do you like watching people die and bullets? You know what's cool about John Wick is the audio. So like put on a good pair of headphones.
Oh shit!
Because like how they recorded the audio for, you know, the running, the action, the gun shoots, the car chases. It's awesome, dude. It's so cool.
Have you ever seen anyone? There's like these YouTube videos where they do they follow the guys around in like the Hollywood studios doing Foley sounds, which are basically like the sound effects that go in like big blockbuster movies. Like if you see people walking, you don't see their legs, but you'll see them walking, and then they'll just have like a guy in a studio somewhere like bound up with all this shit and all this like bricks and different shoes, and it'll just be like watching the video, matching it with a shoe on a different type of cobblestone. Yeah, it is. I wanted to do that so bad when I was in college. I was like, how fun would that fucking be? Just to make sound effects for movies. And there's like rattling different shit. Like
you can still do that, man.
Insane.
Go after it.
You think so?
Chase those dreams.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Don't let your dreams be dreams, man. Come on.
I almost went to school to Flashpoint, which is it's like an art school in Chicago. It lost its accreditation and then it's recently closed, so I'm glad I didn't go there.
Yeah.
But I got to tour it, and one of the cool things, because I wanted to go for audio engineering, one of the cool things was something like that with the effects. And they had in the studio, they had a wooden, you know, just a wooden platform where you could record bands and do whatever you wanted to, but then you could lift the platform up, and then underneath it, it had all of these different, like, it had gravel, it had stone, it had sand, it had all these things that you could kind of tinker with and then record for, you know, whatever purpose of effect that you had.
Just like cool sound effects.
There's a lot of work that goes into making movies and cinema. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, you're kind of dipping your toes here now. Well, not dipping your toes. You're probably almost like... You're like equivalent to jumping in the lake with this stuff now because
I'm treading water, John. I'm treading water.
Sean's got a life preserver. Sean is almost finished shooting a YouTube short series, correct?
Yeah, it's a web series, so we're probably gonna have it on YouTube.
Okay.
Because it's the biggest market to publish anything.
Oh yeah, dude.
But we haven't decided because we haven't, you know, I haven't even gotten into the editing bay for that yet.
Gotcha.
We're still in production. It's been fun It's been a lot of work.
Oh man,
it's been a little stressful.
And you're the director, so you definitely are dealing with some shit.
Yeah, for sure. You know, a lot of that stuff, it doesn't just fall on top of me. It also falls on the co-creator and writer is Ian Gill from Fresh Hops.
Yeah, man.
So, which has been so much fun to like collaborate on a creative piece with somebody like that, you know?
How long have you known Ian for?
Not that long. I mean, I went to my first Hop show 2.5 years ago, and I never met Ian that night. But then through a PBM and getting to know Stefan, who's the violinist of that band.
Yeah, dude.
Have you ever seen Fresh Hops?
Man,
no.
I have. I've saw them.
Cool. They're super cool.
Holy shit! If you live in Northwest Indiana and you like bars and beers and like good music, Fresh Hops is like a staple. I feel like of the region music
they throw
scene.
It down, man. It's like a rock band
good.
with a violinist.
Yeah,
and it's so sick how
they're
he
like
plays.
violins.
Yeah, it's cool.
They're good. They're really good. I saw them by accident, like I said. My dad plays a lot at like open mics and stuff too, and like every once in a while they'll be the backing band, or a couple of the guys will be like back in like the backing band. You know, they're really
for
talented.
Jam Night.
Yeah, for different jams.
They do that on Wednesdays at Beer Geeks. That's such a ton of fun.
I want to go one night. We'll have to all get up there sometime.
Oh, for sure. Because you play, don't you?
Yeah, I play guitar. Yeah, be cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's definitely
Mike's
a
like,
little bit. So getting to know Ian was super cool, and then I help him produce him and Brandon's podcast called Some People Like Us.
Right, which is on YouTube and Apple Podcasts.
On YouTube, we got video
stuff,
and stuff going. Screw Apple. It's on
Spotify Bus, baby.
No, it's all over. We have video now.
Hell yeah.
And that's been a ton of fun. So then through doing and helping him produce that podcast, because you guys get it. There's a lot of logistics.
Man, it's nuts.
You guys have lighting. You guys have to record it. You guys have to mix it, master it, publish it, and then you got to write a description.
Oh, dude, that's the worst fucking part. I loathe that part for some reason.
I just show up. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm like, woo.
And now I've added a backup recorder because I've lost episodes before, which is like so scary.
Yeah.
So I have a Zoom recorder just recording the raw audio off the back of the unit. So I'm like,
well, that's like with Best Friends Forever, the web series that we're shooting. I have it on a 2 terabyte hard drive, and I probably had like 500 gigs of video that was just on that.
Whoa.
Insane,
so
right?
then finally I went to Tony because he's the tech wizard.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh, yeah.
Is he?
Well, he does
cybersecurity
cybersecurity for down in Austin.
Shit.
Holy
yeah,
crap.
dude, that dude knows his stuff. So
can you help me build a gaming PC or something? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Sure.
Tony, I'm going to be
Yeah.
hitting you.
For sure. His like, I mean, it's for work, but obviously he games on it too, is immaculate. He's got like 20 monitors that surround.
Oh my god!
It's not really 20, but it feels like
few,
it's all encompassing.
Oh
and,
my god, dude!
So I went to him and I was like, "It's only on this," and he's like, "I got you." So then
Yeah.
we threw it on another external. So because
in
losing
case.
data, man, it's terrifying.
It's
I mean,
scary.
you know,
especially on a computer. Like at least you have it on a backup disk somewhere. That's why I like a portable hard drive or whatever.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Because we have lost episodes. I lost all the video for our D&D podcast, like the first 3 episodes, lost all of it.
Yeah.
I just had it on an SD card and forgot about it, and then went to format this camera and just wiped the whole camera or wiped the whole card out. And I thought about it in the shower. I was like, what did I do? Oh no, I just start sweating immediately. It's like, fuck. Yeah, it's not fun to lose stuff like that,
No. So much work went into those production days and shooting.
Oh,
you know?
Sure. How was your guys'? Because I've been on a few small sets, and it's always like the energy of the set. Like I love a good energy on the set, like a fun, like you know what you're getting into when you can feel like a fun energy on set.
Sure.
That's why I was like, yeah, dude, if you need like anything, I just like to come, like just hang out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just fun to be on set sometimes because something's being made, something fun and creative might come from it, and it's like it's a good time if you have the right people.
Right.
You know
the
what I mean?
First week was not fun.
No, was it a little scary?
No, it wasn't even that it was scary. It was a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
First day we shot at Beer Geeks, and shout out to Beer Geeks and Jason over there. I mean, he has been nothing but gracious for us to film there whenever we wanted. We filmed inside there. We filmed in their parking lot. We filmed behind the restaurant.
I don't think I've ever been.
So cool. Beer Geeks is sick.
I need to make a pilgrimage. We need to go out there sometime.
Awesome.
Like.
It is a haul for being in Lowell.
It's Griffith, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in
It's
Griffith.
not too bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
No.
You're like right up the road from it.
Yeah, we can dress as pilgrims when we go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, Pilgrim.
It's the only way to go to beer games, honestly.
We'll get some looks. We breaking some necks in there.
Right.
They'll be looking at us like, what the hell?
Just bring the smallpox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got the blankets.
So he's been nothing but just gracious about that. And then so we filmed on Sunday for the first day.
Okay.
And it was such a big production. I mean, we had amazing lights. We had multiple cameras. We had dual monitors so I could see on a big screen.
Mm-hmm.
We had lapel microphones. We had walkie-talkies. Didn't need those, but had them, right?
Dude,
we had all the toys.
You were all
the toys.
Wow.
Did you have the, what do they call it? It's like, not Camera City, but something city where you have like all the different TVs and it's like a little booth of just TVs and like people like playing back footage and shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we had that
insane.
opportunity. Yeah. And then headphones.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't a director's chair, but it was most certainly a nice camping chair.
Nice.
Very nice camping
Did
chair.
it have a cup holder?
It
Oh,
had not only did it have a cup holder, it had a platform.
Oh,
so like,
dude.
yeah.
Shit.
So
Those
I
are
could
the shit.
I could set my script down.
Yeah,
I
man.
could set my adult beverage down.
Yes.
I could do, and it was fun. And we were shooting in a restaurant pub bar. Like it
Even
was
better.
So sick.
You're not outside sweating your ass off for the most part. You know, it's like a nice controlled climate.
Yeah, very much.
Nothing better, dude.
And it was before hours, so there was nobody around other than cast and crew, and then the extras who came to shout out to Juan, Courtney, Haley, and Olivia.
Shout out,
because
baby.
that was amazing.
Oh,
to,
yeah.
You know, for people to show up as extras,
Just to hang out in the background.
and they hang out so long for that, you know, and so. You know, the first day was cool. It was fun. It was a little, nerve-wracking because it's just like overwhelming.
It's a lot of stuff. Just bringing in and setting up gear is a lot. I'm like, it's nerve-wracking.
And this is your first time doing it, right?
This is my first time doing it. It's not my first time writing scripts. I've written countless amount of scripts. I don't even know how many for the last 12, 13 years I've been writing just stories.
Shit.
Wow.
Yeah, anytime I get like an idea for a story, the only way I know how to write it is scripts. I can't I guess I could, if I wanted to, sit there and write down like a fictional novel, but to weave in and out of movement and characterization, it's too hard for my brain to like conceive it. So like I think about stories and dialogue and movement, and that's it.
That's impressive. Usually people struggle.
I was just gonna say that's
dialogue.
like the hardest part.
Dialogue.
Of writing,
So?
and you,
Oh, yeah.
It
I've
just
had
makes
to write
sense.
like 2 or 3 scripts in college. I hated the whole thing. I just wanted to fuck off and like write funny stuff. Like I was just gonna say like, Shawn, you should come back. I'll write like a funny script for us to like, because we did like the Agent J script or whatever, where we just like screwed around. I made like a really funny script and
Well, you guys did some smut stuff too, right?
Oh, that too. Yeah,
yeah, we did. That was fun.
That was a good time.
That's awesome.
That was like, dude, that was hard.
Yeah, Johnny texted me. He's like, "This is like homework,
I'm
man."
like,
I was like,
this.
"Dude, it's a 3-page like sexy story.
this
Just
sucks.
get over it."
yeah.
It was fun in the long run.
But yeah, writing stories is fun, and it comes very natural for me. But then
that's impressive.
To direct has been challenging, and I think like. Although I've been like the lead role as a director, I mean, without Ian, I don't think I could keep myself afloat through the process because sometimes, not only am I directing, long story short, there was a situation that arose and the camera guy that we had and the guy who had all of the gear, there was a falling out and he took all of his gear and he was off production.
He hit the road.
Yikes.
Jack.
So
that's scary.
It was terrifying because,
scary.
we put in
so many hours,
12, 24, 30, about 30 hours of work in, and then I had all of it. Well,
I was going to ask.
Well, I have most of it. He hasn't given me all of it, which has been a bit of an issue.
Yikes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
so
crummy.
But I have most of it, which I guess
that's
is you got to look at the silver lining.
Exactly.
But then obviously getting to know my new friend over here.
Hey, not imaginary, Mike.
It has been. I don't think. I mean, I've stressed this to you over the past couple of weeks. I mean, literally a lifesaver you have been to do what you've done.
Yeah,
about
man.
loaning this gear.
I'm happy to help. I just loaned Shawn a camera for the whole thing. Like it just sits in my basement, anyways.
And it's honestly the DSLR has got. I mean, that thing is amazing. I've gotten so many cool shots off of it without even knowing what I'm doing.
Yeah,
with that
dude.
camera,
It's like a real artsy look too. A lot of people kind of look down on like shooting like actual full length films and like videos and stuff on DSLRs, just because there's better options for that kind of stuff. But you can do it. Like you can definitely shoot videos on DSLRs.
And I think, when it comes down to it, this story is more about telling the story and getting the story out there rather than trying to have some fancy Christopher Nolan camera action or, some Wes Anderson stuff. There have been moments where I was like, oh my God, that shot was amazing. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, it's like kind of just sitting there and delivering lines. And, that's an art all to itself,
dude,
like
definitely.
moving camera and stuff.
Oh my God. Yeah, equipment, a lot of the times like less is more. If you can do it with less, it's better, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's less to worry about, less things fail, less, you know what I mean? It's just easier.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you do know what the heck you're doing with like a really fancy camera,
sure,
you can get some pretty sweet looking like footage from it.
And the fact that he had all of the footage or all the toys, right? He had all the toys, which was awesome. But if you don't know how to use the toys, is it really worth it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this DSLR kind of just does it all by itself without really having to do a know-how. Like if you wanted to get into photography or you wanted to start doing filmmaking, you could buy that and just figure it out from right there,
Oh, dude, definitely.
So
yeah, it's got like autofocus. It's got all the shit that you need, and like it's really easy to zoom and stuff. So it's like, and it looks good. I think, and like if you clean it up probably in post and make it like make the lighting or whatever coloring and stuff you need, like it'll be good.
And I found a cool editor.
Oh yeah,
so yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, we're in the early stages in conversation, but he seems like he's gonna work out, and it'll be super fun.
Rad, man.
Super
That's
rad.
good to hear.
So do you know anything about like the story at all? Has Johnny told you?
Jonathan has not told me anything because outside of the Cyber Shindig podcast, he does not speak to me.
That's right. I shun him usually.
I'm always like, hey buddy, you want to hang out?
Text me. I said, leave me alone.
I get the
peasant.
3 dots, and then it's just nothing.
And then the middle finger emoji. Like get lost.
No, he has not told me anything other than the guy had taken the footage, which fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Which what are you even gonna do? Just give it back. Like what are you gonna do with this like whatever amount of footage
you have?
He's
gonna send Sean videos of him watching it. Check it out, Sean.
Dude.
But no, what is it about? If
I don't want to incriminate myself, so I'll just stop talking.
It's a video of him deleting Sean's footage on his computer. Dude. He's like, remember how long it took to make this, dragging it to the dumpster on his back?
The terrible thoughts that you're putting in my head. No.
Yeah, that's Johnny for you.
Shit, yeah, I'm good at that.
If you don't mind revealing like some of the plot.
Yeah. So you want to know the ending? I'll just know.
Yeah, right.
You would do that.
Tell me, please.
No, I don't.
No. It's so genius. Ian came up with this story and he pitched it to me, and so the show is called Best Friends Forever, and the concept is it's 2 friends, thick as thieves.
Sure.
Met in college, and they've been pretty much inseparable ever since, like they probably, they dormed together in their early years and then just hit it off and, grew throughout their whole entire 20s. And now as they're approaching their 30s and they're turning the new page, as I feel like all of us do when we get to like this particular age group.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. I know.
Stop it.
Total Peter Pan over here.
Some of us go the route where, more traditional routes where we're getting careers, we're getting houses, a white picket fence, marriage, weddings, all of that, the cliche of the American dream.
Sure.
And then there's other people who are on the total opposite side of the spectrum and a bunch of degenerates.
Yeah.
Who just are just bums and they like
living in your parents' basement.
Yeah. So
right here, folks. Yeah, baby.
If this resonates with you a little too much,
just like sweating over here. That's funny you say that because I do have a lot of friends that are living the complete opposite of that, and then there's just me. I'm like, hey,
me too. Yeah. I feel like this. I want people to watch this and like it really tug at your heart, because I think at the end of the day we all have that one friend from either side, and definitely these are characterizations of this type of person on either side, right?
Yeah.
You got like a degenerate and then you got a corny guy.
Right.
And like we all can see ourselves in probably both of those people, but we tend to lean either way. Mm-hmm. So long story short, the character ends up having an accident and he becomes a ghost.
Okay.
And now he has came back to his friend's life, and he's starting to haunt him, I guess we could say.
I would definitely do that.
Yeah,
Right?
I feel like a lot of people
If I
would.
could.
Like if you died and you had the choice to be a ghost and you're like, hey, you want to be a ghost for like a couple months and you can do what you want? I'd be like, fuck yeah,
dude.
make me a ghost.
Gotta go
How
scare
could
some
you
people.
not? How
Yeah.
could you not?
How early on is that revealed in the show, though? Like that the person's
What
coming
I just
back?
told you?
Yes.
First episode.
First episode?
Yeah,
Okay,
it happens
gotcha.
right away. So that's
Gotcha.
not like, it's not giving anything away.
Sure.
You know, the
As an adult,
Oh, God.
let me adjust my tie.
Yeah, Jesus.
You only have so much time in the day, you know, after you work and then you come home, you eat dinner, and it's like, I've got like 3 hours to like decompress. And It's
Sure.
like, how do you choose to spend that time? So someone like presents me, hey, I have an hour and a half episode of this
Be tough.
versus like, hey, we're doing this thing at 3 minutes per episode. Like that's a no brainer. Yeah.
That's
I'll do the
awesome.
3 minute
You can
time.
watch that on your lunch break, like
Yeah.
on your phone.
Of
Yeah.
course,
You know?
and it's and in total it'll be roughly about 50 minutes, I think.
Oh, wow.
So, no one wants to sit there and watch your friend's short film for 50 minutes.
Dude,
Right.
I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that at all.
Yeah,
it's not fun.
It's not. I've watched a lot of college, like, just through school. It's not fun, man.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
But-
long and you have to, it's almost like enduring. You have to endure through watching something like that. But if you watch something that's 5 minutes long, everybody has 5 minutes.
That's
you know?
nothing. And you're competing. There's so much, like we said, with like content. There's so much of it now too. It's like you're competing. Like, okay, I could watch like Mike and Mai's like shitty podcast for an hour, or I could watch a Game of Thrones episode for an hour. You know what I
about the
mean?
same quality.
It's pretty damn
about the
like,
same.
you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
of
that's a easy call, but like, so you better
Yeah,
like
the podcast.
you better, yeah.
Of course.
So there's
Yeah.
just so much shit out there too. It's like you're
Yeah.
competing with everybody. So.
Yeah, of course. And then on top of it, the thought was, in reality, these episodes should be 20, 25 minutes long. They should be, the idea is that it's a linear show, so it moves from episode 1 to episode 10, and time has changed, and like it's linear in storytelling. When it comes to like really diving into these characters, everything comes so fast. So it's like you have to pay attention to the lines and pay attention to the subtleties, because in reality, we would love to stretch it to 20 to 25 minutes, you know? So that, I think the end goal is we want to put it out there. We're going to do a premiere night, make a party out of it.
Dude.
Have maybe Fresh Hops will play. Ian's going to compose the music that coincides
That's
with.
Nice.
even cooler.
It's
That's
amazing.
badass.
Amazing. And he's done that countless times because he went to school for
No shit.
for music.
Does he
So
play like piano and stuff too?
he can play anything. You give him
Holy
anything,
fuck.
he can play it.
It's a man's man right
yeah,
there.
Wow.
for sure. He plays
That's
a 6-string bass.
Oh shit.
Dude,
yeah.
dude slays.
That guy knows his theory.
He knows his stuff. He definitely knows his stuff. So
Yeah, I heard
with
you-
him doing that.
I heard you talking about that on the last YHSCT or
Mm.
YHST. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time pronouncing
it's
that.
too many.
tonight.
It's too many letters.
Right? No, but you were talking about the like just the premiere and like the party. I was like, dude, what a better like that is a great way to just like premiere that.
Yeah.
Have like a fucking band play too, and then just like watch the whole like season pretty much
Right.
in one go.
Yeah, just have one
Be
go.
pretty dope.
I think it would be fun, and then we'll put it onto the internet, and hopefully it gets the traction that I feel like it so rightfully deserves. There's just nothing. There's nothing out there, I think, in in Hollywood and in movies right now that is doing this kind of story. You know, like anything that says that it's a dark comedy, because Best Friends Forever is most certainly a dark comedy, right? It's about a dead friend trying to get his best living friend to do sinful acts. I mean, it's pretty dark, right?
Yes, I mean,
no doubt about it. So to have it as a dark comedy, I don't feel like there's really any true dark comedies anymore. I also feel like there's really not too many comedies. There's nothing that's really
there's
funny
not.
right now.
You can't make like a comedy like they did back in the day, like Superbad even. I think I was listening to a podcast.
Sure.
Like, you can make Superbad nowadays.
Rogan and Quentin Tarantino.
That's exactly.
I think, and I fall in line with Tarantino's idea. You can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You definitely can.
But as soon as you say, and this is such a cliche motivational thing, but you know, I always say, I tell the children this. I always say, like,
listen up, kids.
When they say like, oh, I can't do that, I'm like, well, I say I can't rock climb. You know what I'm not going to be able to do? Rock climb, because I said I can't do it, you know? Mm-hmm. So when you say like, oh, I couldn't make a movie like that, well, you've already put that thought into your head.
That's true.
Know? I think if you want to do something, you just do it.
Yeah,
definitely.
You set your own limitations, like whether that's high, like I can do this, I will do this. Those are your limitations, or I can't. Like you're in charge of yourself and as far as you go.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
Yes, I would love to see some great comedies like they made back in the day. I wish someone would just like get the stick out of their ass, or just like,
well, it's out.
Yeah, is it?
It's
okay,
way out of there, and we're doing
it's coming, baby.
Yeah, I
coming down the pipe.
There's a moment. Have you ever seen the movie Requiem for a Dream?
Oh man, I have not. I know the movie though.
Yeah,
I know the movie.
It's
for sure.
got Jared Leto in it.
Okay,
Jared
the worst
Leto.
Joker.
It's
put that out.
Pretty bad. Pretty bad Joker.
I'll agree with Mike on that
for
one.
sure. Jared Leto's cool though. He's a weird cat. But in Requiem for a Dream, here, scroll up for me. It says a psychological. Hold on, scroll all the way up.
All the way. Keep going.
Sorry.
Gotcha.
Psychological drama film directed by yada 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 and starring Jared Leto. It's based on the 1978 novel of the same name. Oh, this is way too long. And the film depicts 4 characters affected by drug addiction and how it alters their physical and emotional state. So it's a movie about heroin and heroin addiction, and it's very dark.
I did not
very,
know
very
that.
dark. And it's one of those movies that you like. It's like gut-wrenching how dark it is. There's a scene in Best Friends Forever that I felt got so dark that I was like, where's the comedy, guys?
Right.
And like, we found it. We definitely found the comedy, but it took doing the dark stuff before we could find the comedy, which I thought was like a really interesting way of like approaching like that scene and that storyline.
Right.
Because everything has been very comedic at first glance. And this wasn't. It was just straight dark, and then within the darkness we found the comedy.
So was it written that way? Or was it
so kind of we started writing scripts. Like I wrote all the scripts with Ian, all 10 episodes, and then as we went along, we have like dropped the scripts, and everything has been much more of like an ad-lib experience. And then through doing takes, we figure out the cadence and the rhythm, and then we just try to keep on matching at every single take.
Like a Curb Your Enthusiasm type of take on it, where they just kind of ad-lib shit, and they're like, this is what needs to be accomplished this scene.
Right.
And kind of get there that way.
It's exactly how it's been. And, you know, when you do that with a story like this, I think you're bound to trip over the darkness first.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's, you know, once you get yourself into, you know, a dark place, not to like bring everyone down, but like once you get into like a very like black hole or a sad place or like a sad moment, I think in that moment you can then therefore figure out how to laugh at it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It makes it kind of eases like when you're watching something like that, it's almost like a sigh of relief for people like viewers too, because it's like, okay, it's still funny.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's still a spot to laugh.
Yeah. My friend Kayla, she wrote a play about the Tippecanoe, and it was the play I would describe it as is not a dark comedy at all. It's more so a comedy, but it's primarily about how a family member died after going into the lake with an open wound, and they passed away because of that. And I was asking her, because like I said, it's primarily funny.
And that really happened?
Yeah, that really
wow.
happened. Yeah.
Oh, shit, that was real?
Yeah. That really happened, and
That's why you don't go tipping canoe. That river is dirt
That's
cheap.
right.
Fuck
Yeah.
out of that river.
But and I was
Just
asking
kidding.
her, I was like, that's such a serious thing. Like, how did you get so much comedy in it? And she's like, it's kind of how she, not like thought through the whole experience,
Yeah.
but when she was writing it, she created like these different situations that didn't actually happen. Like, there's one part where like in real life there was like a Boy Scout camp on the other side of the river. And they would always like flip them off, like when they woke up. Yeah,
Holy
they'd wake
shit.
up and they'd be like screaming at them because they'd be doing the trumpets. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
fucking 5 a.m.
They'd be
And the
doing
Boy
taps.
Scouts would be like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, wake up.
And she remembered that from her childhood, and she wrote that in, and then she just kind of gave like the Boy Scouts like their own persona in that play. So she took like all the bits of it, not just the sad bit, but like everything about it, and she threw that into like, it was almost like a roller coaster. You'd have like seriousness, then it'd be funny, seriousness, funny. So is that kind of the way that your stuff is set up, to where it kind of goes those highs and lows, or is it more like it climaxes to like this dark point, but then like before that is just kind of light laughter?
Yeah, it's definitely the subtleties, and it's sometimes I won't know until we edit it, right?
That's fair.
But
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think the moments that you're going to laugh at is like a pullback, like
Sure.
what the,
Yeah.
and then you find yourself giggling. When Ian first told me the story, the reason why Ian had this story was because he lost a close friend, Scott Larson, ended up passing away, a close friend of his.
Oh, man.
And he was just thinking like, dude, how crazy would it be if heaven and hell was real and you could be a ghost, how crazy would it be if your best friend came back to haunt you and just be around all the time and just kind of fuck with you a little bit, like turning off lights or tripping you or doing like
getting the toaster a little too close to the bathtub all night, just that kind of shit.
Right. So when he pitched that to me, I was like, dude, that's such a great idea. And then not too long after, I don't know how long after it was, but I had a close friend just pass away, Sebastian. And when Sebastian had died, it was a freak accident. He ended up drowning at the YMCA.
Oh, jeez, man.
Yeah, it was crazy. It happened
God.
in April, I think. His birthday's actually tomorrow,
shit.
August 11th. So when that moment happened, it was like, I want to say it was the next day, I started writing the first script that Ian told me about, and I found it just therapeutic,
Right.
to like kind of think about Sebastian and write about my experience with now death, because I've had great Aunt Ethel pass away.
I think that's kind of the same thing.
What I mean?
Yeah,
But I've never had like a close friend die, or like
a young,
my mom, dad, grandma's still alive. So when I had that happen, I kind of fell into it, and then by doing that, it kind of it just helped. It kind of eased that ache a little bit, Yeah,
it's therapeutic for you, and it's
sure.
almost like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like an homage to your friend. Like, this is something you're putting out that's kind of for them and as a reminder of their, memory.
Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's kind of where the whole creation of Best Friends Forever
cool,
happened.
Man. That's cool. I didn't know you guys both like kind of co-wrote that or kind of co-created that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it was super cool just to work with somebody creatively on such a. I mean, and also we didn't know how much of a bite we had taken on by like creating like these 10 episodes and then writing it and then filling it with actors and having crew members drop out and cast members drop out.
That'd be the hardest thing, is just corralling the folks to get to the spot at the right time to shoot the thing and that,
Yeah. It's easy in the first couple weeks, and now we're in, I think this is week 4, and I'm beat up.
It's tough.
It's been long, but we've been just taking it into chunks and figuring it out, and obviously you've been cool for having us take on that gear whenever we want
definitely.
it. So, it'll get done. We'll get it done.
Yep.
So
it's good to
looking
give
forward to
give yourself a little bit of time in between that too, like
Sure.
not just kind of like just go all out and just not stop like that. It's brutal. You wear yourself down. So it's like if you give yourself a little bit of time in between all that stuff, it's always a good thing.
Absolutely.
That way people don't go crazy too and like tempers and all that good shit. But yeah, that's got to be the hard part, is being at the in the director's seat and making sure everything is going smoothly and being like, I think what you said, you have to be really organized, which I am not. I'm very poorly organized.
No,
I try
not you,
to
Johnny.
be, I try
Stop
to
it.
be organized to the best of my ability, but it is not.
No.
I'm not organized. So
On a side note,
yeah.
I brought Johnny, or I brought Mike some Pokemon.
I'm
I
cards.
was
so
looking
excited
for those.
to look at
I thought they were
these.
over here. I was like, fuck, what happened to those cards that Shawn put down over here?
I'm right here.
Ooh.
So I'll let you
Yes.
go through these. These
Yes.
are some of my finer collection of Pokemon cards.
Holy
You know, I've
shit.
had some of these Pokemon cards
You got
for
them sleeved up too.
forever.
This is good shit.
Those
right
are
here.
Yeah.
nice sleeves. Those are the hard cases, aren't
well,
they?
those are all holographics except for the Dark Alakazam. And the only reason why I'm showing you that is because the story's hilarious. When I was living in South Holland,
Yeah.
we were, at the park. Everybody had their Pokemon cards, and someone dropped it,
Oh,
and I stole it. I stole that Dark Alakazam.
Oh my god! I don't
Yeah,
want to
man.
touch it. That's got
Yeah.
bad.
It's got bad
It's got
juju
bad
on it.
juju.
Yeah,
You know,
totally
shit.
stole that one.
That's hilarious, man.
I have a similar story. I was in like middle school, and I was at the elementary school for like one of my siblings' events, and there was a lost and found box right there. So I was just like shitting around. I was like, oh, I wonder what's in here. And I was looking around. There was a Pokemon Emerald game.
No way.
There was. And I was like,
Game Boy Advance?
just pocketed that
No
real quick.
shit.
Yeah. And that
There you go.
thing now, Pokemon Emerald's like worth $150.
What?
Just loose.
For Game
out
Boy
of box.
Advance?
Yeah.
I have that, I'm pretty sure.
Well, you're sitting on a good chunk
It's in
of
like
change.
a box sitting underneath my bed.
So I
That's
feel so
crazy.
terrible because I had my own copy. I did
Dude.
not need to take
Oh,
this
you
at
had your
all.
own
Yeah, I
copy?
had one already.
What a glutton
That's
for video
bogus,
games.
dude.
so
That
That's so
poor
bogus.
child probably came back. He's like, I lost my Pokemon game. I had all my... What, do
did.
you remember the starters that were like preloaded?
Mudkip, Trico, and Torchic.
Oh, I meant like the starters on the... Like what his party
I don't.
was. That'd
I
be
don't
hilarious.
ever think I put it in the Game
What?
Boy.
Dude.
Yeah, so I feel like I've
What
been
a
trying
fucking
to
awful
tackle.
person.
I felt bad when I. Well, no. Let me. When I took it, I felt happy because I don't think I liked that kid, and that's why I took it.
That's fair.
But then,
Oh, well,
in
then that's
hindsight,
okay.
Yeah.
I kind of felt bad because you
Yeah.
shouldn't steal.
What do
So
you got there? Let me see.
You got
Show the camera,
Most
too.
of these are
Yeah.
holographic. The first one is a Raichu jungle set.
Yep.
This is worth a good pocket of change. Nothing like hundreds of dollars, but
Uh-huh.
like easily like $20. Now the Machamp.
This is my favorite one.
Oh,
do you
dude.
know why it's my favorite
That
one?
is badass.
Is it because it's first edition?
Yeah.
So
Jesus,
I don't
look
mean
at
to
my
let you
nerdy-
down.
No.
What are you,
I don't
like the
mean
fucking
to
dude
let
from
you
Pawn
down.
Stars now? He's like, I'm gonna call an expert, and the guy's like, it sucks. This is worth like $10.
So this is a Machamp. It's first edition, which Johnny, you can tell from the little spot right here on the side of the card where it has
oh
that
yeah,
black
yeah,
slot.
yeah. That is dope looking.
So people, when they have that card, they think they're sitting on like a good chunk of change because of the first edition, which normally you are correct.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this specific card Machamp was part of a structure deck. And this was like the most common holographic first
Really?
edition. This is only worth like $3.
What?
This is like not worth
Damn,
anything.
Sean just
I
like,
know.
he just gets his headphones,
Well, I mean, I
slams
got
them
some
on
good
the
news.
floor
I
and
could-
leaves.
so the next one is a freaking Venusaur.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
This is worth like $40, and this
Really?
is oh yeah, definitely. After, like I said, after Logan Paul
Yeah.
opened the thing, this is not in
Because
bad
he got a
condition
Venusaur
either.
on his like poles.
Yeah.
Like a nice hit like that. Yeah.
This is easily worth a couple. I would say almost. It's got a little bit of wear and tear on the side. This is easily a $40 card though, just being a Venusaur in of
Wow.
itself. Dark Blastoise. Holographic also, Team Rocket edition. This is a good chunk of change.
Holy shit. Let me see that thing.
Here you go.
That is cool looking.
That's like $20.
I like the art on these, on the dark ones. They're
Yeah,
really
those
cool
are so
looking.
cool. Those
Yeah.
are my favorites.
Right?
I thought your pocket one was this one. It's not. It's this one.
Really?
What?
Hold on. So this is a Zapdos. The
Okay.
only bad thing about this Zapdos, which is holographic fossil, is that it is creased in the center.
Yeah.
You can still get a couple bucks from this. I honestly don't know which one I want to tackle first. I'll save this one, I think, for later.
Okay.
So, of course, you got the Grail. You got a holographic base set
Oh,
Charizard.
shit.
Yeah? This is easily worth $100 and some bucks.
Even how messed up it is.
I was looking at the back. It is kind of worn torn, but they take
Dude,
like,
that's a first edition
hold on.
Charizard.
There is a lot of
There's a lot of damage.
there's
on
a
that one.
lot of damage.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? People, I I would bet you anything a person would pay $50 for this.
Really?
In this condition.
My mom, so funny story. My mom had this friend, and she's no longer friends with this lady.
Damn,
I don't even know
Sounds
where.
I stole all of her Pokemon
no,
cards. She
no,
dropped a wild
she had a
Pokemon
son
cards.
that like we would have like play dates with, and we were pretty young. And this kid sucked, man. He had that Charizard, and my mom I wanted it so bad, and she bought it off of that kid for me. And I don't, to this day, I don't know how much she paid for it.
Yeah.
And fuck that kid, because this kid was such a a bully, just a big old bully. I'm such a naive person.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so gullible. This one time he convinced me that he had some type of a breath spray.
Oh, okay.
So I ended up using the breath spray to find out that it was cologne.
Oh, God, what a jerk.
Dude, such a jerk.
Yeah.
And I think he was like 8.
So he's a little older than you, right?
Oh, my God.
Is that what you're saying? Or was
8 years old. So we were like around the same age.
Okay,
He's
gotcha.
probably in prison now.
That's messed up, dude. Yeah, that's fucked. Here, just put this in your breath. Yeah, who knows what it could have been like.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
Awful.
This psychopath.
So the big winner of this is easily... Sorry, I didn't mean to
Mike's
bring
checking
it back.
his app.
I am, honestly.
I know it.
So this is a Lugia card. I'm not giving it to you.
I was going to say, I can throw it closer to the camera.
I'm still looking at it. I have never held this card before. This is
like the... That's okay. Yeah, that's pretty impressive,
This
honestly.
is a big deal.
Jeez.
This card is better than the Charizard in a lot
Holy
of ways.
shit.
One, the condition's really good.
Yeah.
So Neogenesis.
This is awesome, by the way, that I'm getting like a briefing on all these Pokemon
fucking
cards.
nerd, dude.
This
It's
is awesome.
insane.
Shut up.
I
love
told
it.
Mike he needs to go work for a card rating company. If they would if you could get in an entry position somewhere in a rating company, it'd be cool.
I would like to.
Yeah.
Neogenesis, which is the second generation of cards, and you can tell by the stars on the right-hand side of the little description. That's the second generation, basically, of Pokemon cards, which
Oh, shit.
base sets, I would argue, is the most popular. That is quickly rising in popularity. And that card specifically, the Lugia, that's the fucking pull card.
Really?
That card, I had to kind of look it up because it's not first edition. I wouldn't even say that is lightly played. I would say it's easily minty,
Wow.
near mint, I would say.
Oh,
So right now, a lightly played Lugia is worth $190.
holy shit.
Medium played. I mean, medium
Holy
price.
cow.
So the fact that is even better condition, that's a $200 card.
Wow.
Sean's like,
Easily.
I'm getting some new podcast
Is,
mics,
easily.
baby.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful
I
card.
probably won't sell. What about like a movie Mewtwo? Are these
So-
worth anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
So unfortunately, promo cards were
Uh-huh.
so popular, and Pokemon at the time was so popular too. They mass produced the fuck out of these.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah, anything with the Warner Brothers logo on
Yeah.
it is still worth a couple bucks,
Yeah.
but nothing crazy. There is a case where
Holy
the logo,
shit. That is cool looking, though, huh?
you see it on the. Oh yeah, these
Yeah.
are
It's
great cards.
a cool illustration
Yeah.
for sure.
You see them on the top right. There are cards that had this misprinted. Either it was upside down or on the bottom right. Those
Yeah.
cards are worth hundreds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Wow.
it didn't happen.
I
a
just
lot.
imagine some
Yeah.
person in a factory fucking off while the cards are getting printed and flip something and it gets flipped around on the stamping press or whatever.
Mhm. And you got cards too that are still not holographic, but the fossil ones and the jungle set ones, those are still good cards. Even if it's not holographic, they're still worth a couple of bucks. Each of these rares, easily $3-5 bucks.
Jeez, dude.
This Flareon, oh shit. So you got a holographic Vaporeon and Flareon, which these probably should go in these harder ones too.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, but what you have in here is very appropriate, especially the
I
Charizard.
want to get them minted, right? Minted is what it's called.
Mint is the highest grade. Or
Okay.
gem mint. That's 10. That's what PSA gives out. If you get a gem mint, even this fucking Charizard. This Charizard, if you get PSA grade and it's 1, which this would probably be a 1, is still like I said, a $50, $70 card.
That's insane. That's
Just
a
'cause people
first
love-
edition fucking
Yeah.
Charizard, man.
Oh, sorry.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, you're
Got to
okay.
keep them separate. This Dark Alakazam I don't want anywhere near me.
Bad
It's
juju.
dark magic, man.
Believe
Holy
it or
shit.
not, this Houndoom you have here too.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, people went nuts for the first couple of generations. Jungle, Fossil, base set. When they got into the second generation, the people who were buying them kind of fell back because they collected more of the base set because that's what sells down the road.
Yeah.
But the Neo Genesis stuff is coming up. This Houndoom, which is a holographic card too, I'd say is worth $20.
No shit, dude.
Yeah.
Huh.
Especially, it's a little damaged here. I would say this is lightly played, but definitely still, like, this is a good card. People love Neo Genesis. They love the second set that they put out.
It's pretty cool. You got a pretty cool
you've got a
collection
great
here,
collection. I'm going to get
cool.
you a binder.
Yeah.
He's got to be put in one of those multi-pro binders.
Well, you know what I thought also is just like to put them in not just these hard cases, but to put them in a case that is completely and utterly sealed. Like you can't open them back up. Like I would
agree with that.
That'd be cool.
I got no reason
Take some
to
photos
actually
and
touch
be
the
like,
card.
yeah.
You know, just to have them in a solid case.
like a big safe almost.
So
We know someone that their parent has a insane card, right?
So we learned this over the weekend, and I'm glad you mentioned because you said you had sports cards.
yeah.
So we learned something. We're not going to say who it was.
Yeah.
But we learned that one of our friends' father, has a Michael Jordan rookie card.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude. If it's the card
And-
that Mike looked up, it's insane.
For giggles, I
Yeah.
looked this up because I was like, Michael Jordan rookie, that's got to be, like, that's something, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, in mint condition, maybe $1,000.
Yeah, neither of us are sports guys,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're like, it
Sure.
could be like a couple grand probably. Michael
Yeah.
Jordan's a big name. He's still alive, so it's probably not nuts.
Yeah, I heard he's real popular.
Yeah, he's a popular. He's kind of like
Yeah.
LeBron
Well,
almost.
What do you play?
Not as popular as, like,
Football?
Space Jam 2. But
Yeah.
I looked it up for giggles because I know, as much as I know about Pokemon, I know nothing about sports cards.
Sure.
That card is worth $500,000.
Yeah, dude.
And
We
I was
were like,
looking. We
holy
were
shit.
we were like drinking, and I was like, "Oh, that's crazy. Let me check it out here." And I pulled it up, and I was like, "This can't be right."
Yeah.
So I looked up like the most recently bought one because sometimes things are listed for an outrageous price.
And you showed the person,
Yeah.
like, and they're like, yeah, that's the one. And
Yeah.
you're like, dude.
I was like, "Holy fuck!" I was like,
Did
"You
they
need
know?
to see if they still have that card."
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you are sitting on a fucking fortune.
I don't
if
think they
that's the
talked
case.
to their parent
Yeah, they
yet,
haven't talked to
which
them
is
yet.
Wild.
And I was like, she's
just
What's the address?
Sitting,
What's
right,
the-
exactly. Just
need
be
to-
sitting on $500,000,
Yeah.
$500,000, just cool.
in a
Holy
clammy basement
Yeah.
that could get water damage at
Yeah.
any
Yeah,
moment.
That's the thing. That's what I'd be
Jeez.
nervous about.
And again,
Yeah.
that was like Gem Mint 10, perfect condition card.
Wow.
But even those cards, like I said, that Charizard, for example, even if it's like a poorly, like if it's damaged, those cards still have a crazy amount of value.
Sure.
dude,
Yeah, your two money ones though are definitely this Venusaur and Lugia. This is
Cool.
this is a fucking
that's a cool. Both of those are cool cards, too.
Yeah, this is
That's
amazing. Honestly, I'm so happy you brought that for me to see.
That's
because-
That's
hilarious.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
cool.
Sean messaged me, he texted me, he's like, I'm gonna bring some cards, and I was like, dude, Mike's gonna shit his pants. He's like, I'm looking for that viral moment, baby. I was like, oh yeah.
Well, when I started listening or watching the podcast, I found
Yeah.
out pretty early on that obviously you guys like yourself some video games and games, and
Oh yeah, man.
you got the Pokeball here. You got the Pokemon cards out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The Mario block. I was just like, oh, this will be perfect to fit in on it.
Definitely. It doesn't work
It
anymore.
doesn't work anymore. It sounded awful.
It sounded
It
like
was a sound.
it was like
Oh, yeah.
it was like ba-ding, ba-ding, but the
Oh.
battery just went out on it, and it's
That's
like
funny.
boom, 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 boom.
It's
okay,
fine.
leave
It's
it.
fine. It's
That's
fine.
Mike's.
Go
Yeah,
Pikachu!
It's okay. It's okay.
Still good.
I wanted to show you because this card I gave to Johnny as like a birthday gift.
Yeah,
It's a
pretty dope.
reverse hollow Charizard. And before like Logan Paul opened these cards and made everything popular, this is from like 2016. It was like a reprint of all these older cards. And the card itself was only worth like $10 maybe. And I was like, it's a cool Charizard card. It's
Yeah, dude.
reverse hollow.
I don't
was
have
like,
any Charizards.
Yeah, I was like, he it's a good card for the collection.
Yeah.
Then Logan Paul ended up fucking opening all these cards, and Evolutions, which is the reprint of the base set,
Yeah.
soared in price. That card is a $100 card right now.
Wow.
I was like,
Sucks
God
for Mike.
damn it.
Suck it, Mike.
Just because Logan Paul put his hands on
Yeah.
something.
Insane.
It's crazy.
No taker back.
No takesy backs.
on this one. Do you think this Detective Pikachu card will be worth anything eventually? Like the new drop?
No,
No,
never.
Wow,
Because that's a
man.
promo.
Breaks
That's
my
exactly
heart.
what the
new
I know.
WB is.
and-
Yeah.
But still, it's,
They made hundreds of those.
You think?
Yeah. Yes. I would bet.
It's a cool card. Though.
I'd bet my Charizard card on it.
Fair enough. It's a pretty dope card.
My wife's employer had a binder of Pokemon cards, and they're like, you can have this. I was like, oh, that's really nice. So I was looking through it, not expecting things. Mm-hmm. He had the same thing, this Charizard, but he opened it, he put it in the binder, and that was it. And I was like,
did your heart stop? I
did. I was because it's a loose binder, like all these things could happen, and it was right there. I was like, I need a sleeve. I was like, give me my sleeves.
Nerd, dude.
Give me my
nerd.
book.
Yeah. Collecting stuff is just fun, like that's even I started getting so hipster. I started collecting vinyl.
Nice. Oh, dude, yeah, it's a good time.
I love vinyl, man. It's just it's fun to collect it. It's fun to not only just turn the record, but also to have the sleeve.
Yep.
And then have all of the original advertisements within the other sleeve. It's just super cool to collect stuff.
I got a couple milk crates full under my bed of some vinyl.
Really?
Yeah, I got a record player. Yeah.
That same thing with I've been collecting typewriters. I bought my first typewriter at a
so crazy.
Dude, such a random thing, right? I bought my first typewriter at an estate sale. It was down the road. Someone had passed away. Went into the house just to kind of poke around. I'm always that guy.
Nice.
Love to go antique, and I love checking out old stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I found this typewriter, and it was tucked behind a couch. No one had seen it. It was just laying there. So I picked it up, and I walked over to the lady, and I was like, how much for this? And there was no tag because I don't think she had seen it.
She's like, what is that?
So she looked at it, and she was just like, I don't know, I could do 50. And I had $40 in my pocket. I was like, can I just give you this for it? And she was like, sure. Took it home. I knew it was old. Didn't know how old.
Yeah.
It's a 1928 Royal typewriter.
Holy shit,
yeah.
dude.
From the 20s.
Oh, damn.
And then ever since then, I've just geeked out about it. I cleaned it up. I greased it up. I haven't, it still works. It does, it types. There's a couple parts or a couple places in the partition where it'll hiccup and not slam the key right.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I mean, you could literally just type on it if you wanted to.
That is so wild, and it works.
And
what
works.
Is the brand?
Jesus, dude.
Royal is the typewriter.
What a
company.
unique
1928 Royal typewriter.
That's a unique collection because I've never heard of anyone collecting. I've heard of people getting into old typewriters. I've never heard of anyone collecting multiple typewriters.
Yeah. So then,
because they're big, man.
Yeah.
They take up some space.
During quarantine, I found this lady who was selling on Facebook Marketplace it's a 1963 or a 67 Sears Tower typewriter.
Oh, okay.
And it's got that tan finish, very classic 60s look.
Yeah.
And that thing works. It works like butter, dude. It types so smooth.
That was someone's litigation, in a courtroom. They're
probably, yeah,
just typing up everything.
It's so much fun. So I have two, and I'm always looking for more.
Badass.
Did you ever find out what it was worth?
A while ago, and then I don't remember what it was. What do you got it at?
A very quick internet search, so don't take this for take it with a grain of salt. It's $370.
Yeah,
holy shit,
that sounded right.
Yeah.
I wanted to say when I checked it, it was in the hundreds.
That's wild,
if I remember right.
Crazy people they don't know what they have,
right?
And it's that's why I love yard sales or freaking what's that one place? Uncle
John's Flea Market.
Uncle John's Flea Market, man.
Yeah.
Haven't been there in a minute, but
you buy antiques and switchblades there.
Yeah, dude. Antiques, switchblades, illegal fireworks.
Yeah.
Legal fireworks.
All the crappy, the misprinted cards and stuff, or the fake cards.
Yeah.
I used to buy those all the time there.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. I was going to. It's funny that I was looking at Sean's. Sean's got, for those of you just listening, Sean's got a massive beard. Mm-hmm. And I was going to do a gag where I bought 2 fake beards and me and Mike just wear them the whole podcast. But just the time came to it and I was like, fuck, I forgot to order them. Because I found some legit nice beards off Amazon.
That would have been awesome.
Would have been really funny. Do you do anything to that? Or are you just all natural?
Do I put anything in it?
Yeah.
I can't tell you my secret.
Okay, that's fair.
That's fair. Recipe.
No,
it's the family recipe. Yeah.
I just put a bunch of WD-40 in there, just grease it up.
Nice.
You just pull grease out of it.
Nice. A little bit Tabasco hot sauce.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, the ladies love it.
Dude, I just buy the stuff that's at Target that says beard balm, and I just look on the back and make sure that it doesn't. If there's words on the back that has chemical names, I just don't put it in my beard because I don't know. I mean, maybe it's smart, maybe it's not, but anytime like most of the natural stuff, it just says like seed oil and bean oil. I don't know, a bunch of different weird
essential oils and shit in there.
exactly. Some hippy dippity stuff.
Yeah. No, totally.
I have I don't know, man. I got lucky when I was in high school. I had a Kyle Orton beard. It was
nice.
like that's a huge callback. It was all
what
neck,
a throwback.
dude. It was all neck, and
that's a rough one, man.
Oh yeah, for
that's
sure.
That's a rough beard. I know guys with the beards like that.
And then I think when I was I don't know, it was like when I was 25, it just started growing, and I had to be clean shaved because of my work. I was a manager and I wore like a suit a lot. It was a very like stand up job, and I had to be clean shaved, and not clean shaved, but like, just basic like
trimmed
like beard. Yeah, trimmed.
Makes sense.
But then when I switched over to education, I interviewed with this beard, and I was like, this is what you get. I was like, if you want me to work for you, this is how I'm going to look.
Sure.
Shit, nowadays they probably like welcome you. They just want something different too. You know what I mean? It's like a diverse kind of thing almost. Not that that's like linked with diversity, but like it's something different than like just a white dude in a tie.
Sure, the kids can gravitate to it. They get they're all excited.
Yeah,
about
dude.
It. They try to convince me to shave it all the time. And I'm such like I'm such an easy person. I'm so gullible.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't take much for a kid to just like bet me something. I'm just like, yeah, sure, we can do that better. But then what happens is children's minds are very fleeting. So as soon as they end up making those claims, like a week later they forget about it.
Yep.
So like
Never
I
happened.
get out of it. Yeah, exactly.
Never happened.
So it's just all talk. But
I love it, man.
Yeah, man.
It is a pretty sweet beard, and it's cool because your whole like your Instagram logo and everything, like it's just your face with that giant beard.
Oh yeah,
dope.
Tyler Zuccarelli made that up for me when I was when I had a PBM, and I had like a media kit that I was like sending out to some pretty big name people, trying to get them on the podcast and just trying to grow it. And you need to look official if you talk to people who have like managers and shit. So he made that up for me, and it was super easy for him to do it. I always, I'm always wearing a hat. I always have glasses on, and I got a beard. That's who I am,
It's your brand, dude.
Exactly.
It's very on brand.
So,
yeah, it was crazy some of the people you were telling me that you had on a PBM. Like, you had the guy that wrote the music or the intro for the Duncan Trussell cartoon, right?
Yeah, for Midnight Gospel.
Yeah.
He didn't write the intro. He wrote when Clancy puts his head in the vagina simulator.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and he blasts off into the different alternate universes or alternate worlds. That music that plays was Jesus, what his first name's Billy. Oh, the Galactic Effect.
Okay.
And he's based out of Miami. He does a bunch of music down there and creates. So yeah, I had him on. I just hit him up, and
that's wild. You just like messaged him like, hey.
Well, he only had 3,000 followers,
okay.
So like I landed in his DMs probably pretty easily.
Nice.
Right.
So and then we both happened to be in Colorado, ironically at the same time. I was driving across the country, doing my like little podcast tour, which was
pretty
cool.
dope.
Yeah, it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to be in Denver, so we linked up and did it. And my buddy Gucci like let us record at his house and everything.
Wow,
so,
shit,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
dude.
it just worked out. It's crazy how like all you got to do is put yourself out there,
right?
And for the most part, I haven't really gotten turned down. I've had people kind of, not to say screw me over, but kind of do the dip when I needed them, the most. But for the most part, everybody seems like they want to do something fun. They want to do creative stuff.
Oh yeah.
And also it's good publicity, to be a stand-up comic and be able to get attention from your guys' friends.
Right.
Exactly. Might encourage the people who listen to Cyber Shindig to go to a comedy show.
Dude.
Or come out to Beer Geeks.
Definitely.
Or see Fresh Hops.
That's another thing we need to do. I want to check out the market so bad. I've heard you talk about it, and I've heard all the comics that were on a PBM, and like they seem like really chill guys. Billy D, Coffee, right? Coffee Black.
Yep. Coffee's on in the web series too.
Hilarious, man. Yeah. Mike Banks? He's a comic.
Mike Banks
right?
is also in the web series.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, he's
funny dude.
He's hilarious.
I would love to have any of those guys on, and I would love to see them perform. That's another thing. They do like what the Market Lounge is every Thursday. It's like an open mic kind of deal.
Yeah, every Thursday they do an open mic. They got like 20 different a 20 list that you can fill out and get up there and do stand up. A lot of it is guys who are trying to pursue the career of stand-up, but there's other guys who are like ventriloquist men who who
That'd
here
be Mike
listen.
if he were.
No, dude, you get this. There's a ventriloquist guy that got up there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He had a ventriloquist doll,
Yeah.
but he was talking in the microphone so you could see the actor's mouth.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think this guy understands ventriloquism too well. And
So
then he got
he's
real racial.
Oh,
he got
no.
real racial like through it, and
He's
you're
like,
just
it's
like
the dummy, I swear.
a
And you're like,
racist ventriloquist is the weirdest person I think you could
especially
possibly
who
meet.
Doesn't do it right. So it's like, okay, this dude's just being like saying racist shit over. It's not even a dummy at that point. He's like, okay.
He just lost his marbles.
I think ventriloquists are great. I love Jeff Dunham, but I have like a phobia of like dolls and dummies.
They're creepy.
Yeah.
So I can't I don't think I could physically go to a show of a ventriloquist and be comfortable.
Yeah, it'd be weird.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that doll's going to come to life and like jump on my head.
Well,
I watched Chucky at a young age.
Fuck that.
Ruined you.
It ruined me. Yeah, I fucking hate dolls, man. It's like dolls and snakes. That's my kryptonite.
That is fucked. Yeah, especially if you're expecting like stand up, like traditional stand up, and then like someone gets up with like even like a guitar act. It's kind of like, okay, like that's
Right.
fine. There's some funny guitar acts, but like not
If
everyone.
you're not Adam Sandler, get the
or
fuck off the
Jack
stage.
Black,
man.
it's like
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, exactly.
There's like two good ones.
You know what'd
Yeah.
be funny? You come onto stage with a guitar, never use
set
it.
it down.
Your whole bit, you're holding it the
that'd be
entire
cool.
time.
That'd be a cool
Never
shtick.
use it.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of
That'd
fun.
be great.
That'd be fun. Why don't
Everybody's
you do
expecting
that?
like a Joe Burnham, huh?
Bo
Joe
Burnham?
Burnham.
Joe Burnham.
Christ.
Your
Come
wife's
on.
gonna kill you.
Yeah, she's whatever.
Yeah, right.
Maybe.
Big Bo Burnham fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved all his specials. I think the one he recently did, Inside, which is blown up,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's such a different show than he's ever done.
Yeah.
Have you
Especially
seen it,
like
Sean?
YouTube versus
I watched half of it. It
Same
was
here.
super late when
It's
I watched it.
pretty
I fell
heavy.
asleep.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
a lot
heavy.
of lights, big production for
Yeah.
just being in a house. You know,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I think people like our age can definitely relate to it because he just turned 30
Mm-hmm.
and he has a song about just turning 30
Yeah.
and how it's like nothing's changed.
Yeah.
I'm still depressed. Like I don't feel like I'm progressing at all,
Yeah.
especially with the pandemic.
Mhm.
He talks about how he had made a decision to stop going on tours. He's like, my mental health wasn't there. He's like, I wanted to take a break. And he's like, I decided on New Year's Day that I was going to start again. He's like, I felt like in a good place. He's like, now the year of 2020, I'm going to start booking tours. And then, of course, the pandemic
Yeah.
happened. So he had to put that on hold. That's when he went into the little space and he recorded.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's an amazing special.
Yeah.
The songs alone are great.
Uh-huh.
Like you can play them on Spotify over and over.
He's
but
a great musician
to
and a great
watch-
songwriter
yeah.
for sure.
Sure.
to watch his cinematography, just him,
Mhm.
there's a part where he has his phone behind him and he has the flashlight on, and it's when he's turning 30, and he like quickly like moves it around so behind him so it looks almost like a spotlight. And it tricks you. Mal and I were watching and we're like, how did he do that? Like, what lights were he using?
Yeah.
And then it came like he put it in front of him and it was his fucking phone.
Just an iPhone screen, pretty
And
much.
it's like the little tiny things you can do, kind of how you're talking about like just the little camera,
Yeah.
how you can do
Right,
crazy things with that. And it's like we're used to like these big productions,
Yeah.
Michael Bay shit,
Yeah,
you
sure.
know?
explosions.
But
yeah.
these little things can be just as impressive.
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend like finishing it
Yeah, I
because
haven't
it's
finished it either,
one,
but-
well,
you know, like
you never
surprised.
finish.
We like
Hey.
grew up with Bo, right? Like as a high school kid, I remember watching all of his, you know, the most iconic one was the like Santa Claus and Easter Bunny sitting around
Oh
a
my
circle
God.
Yeah.
as like the A&A group,
Yeah.
like
that's-
Alcohol's
I forgot
Anonymous.
about that
That was
sketch.
such an iconic
Yeah.
sketch, and I mean, in all of his piano playing, and I feel as though, and I don't think he would be offended by this. He is the millennials version of Weird Al Yankovic.
I could see that.
You know,
for
like
sure.
not in the sense that he does parody songs, but in the sense that he takes comedy from a quite different perspective from other stand-up comics. You know.
Yeah, he's in a different field almost.
Yeah, of
you know?
course, you know. It's same thing with have you guys watched Dave at all? The
No.
Lil Dicky show?
I love Andrew Santino though,
No.
so
it's,
I need to.
It's on Hulu.
Okay.
Do you know who Lil Dicky is?
yes.
Okay, so Lil Dicky has a new show, and they're now streaming season 2. It's called Dave because his name's Dave Bird,
Mhm.
and you know Lil Dicky's stick is that he's a rapper. The way he envisions himself, he's a rapper that just happens to tap into comedy.
Right.
Where like a lot of people in the rap community look at him and you're like, you're a joke. And he's like, no, you don't get the meat of what I'm trying to do here, you know?
He's like a white Jewish guy rapping with Snoop Dogg pretty much. And he's good too. Like his rap is really good.
He says he gets compared to the Lonely Island a lot.
Oh,
he says he gets actually a coworker told me this.
Who, Bo does or
Lil Dicky?
Lil Dicky.
He said that
he used
it pisses him off
I bet.
whenever he's compared to the Lonely Island. Because the Lonely Island is very McDonald-ish, right? Mm-hmm. It's rap that's specifically for like comedy's sake.
Yeah.
But
it's
his
SNL, that's the birth of it. It was all from sketch, funny shit.
It's not real. It is real music, but in the sense like it's comedy first and then music. And I feel like Lil Dicky is the opposite.
Definitely.
Right,
He's music first and then comedy into that.
Yeah.
He's got a song called What If Russell Wilson Was Born on a Farm?
Oh my God.
And it's
dude.
amazing. Like it's honestly like it's kind of a masterpiece.
How have I not heard of this?
And it's got
Holy
the
shit.
cover of it. I don't know if it is all of it, but it's the cover is from an older Drake album, and I don't know what Drake album it is, but I want to say a lot of the music that stems from Lil Dicky's version is also Drake's music.
Gotcha.
Because it wasn't monetized on. It was just like, he self-produced and did his own thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's where
hilarious.
we all find ourselves in like self-production and stuff like that.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I love it. Yeah, dude. And like I said, I'm a huge Santino fan. I know he's like his manager in that whole show, right?
Yeah, he's like his best friend too, early on.
And he's
then
hilarious.
he shifts over to the manager role.
So fucking funny.
Yeah, Andrew Santino's cool. I got to see him, Tony Hinchcliffe, and Joe Rogan years ago.
Whoa.
Yeah, one night.
What a fucking night. Holy shit.
We only went to go see Rogan.
Yeah.
And I think I knew Hinchcliffe was performing.
Yeah.
But I didn't know anything about Hinchcliffe. I knew he was Rogan's buddy, but that was it. And then Santino, I knew nothing about other than the fact that he was just a redheaded comic.
He's a killer, dude.
Yeah, and he's from Chicago.
Yeah. I saw him when I went and saw Rogan. I don't remember a lot of Rogan, but I remember a lot of Andrew Santino. He killed, dude. He was so damn funny.
That's cool.
Wow,
so funny.
That's still
it sums
like,
me up
you
pretty
poor
much.
thing.
I know.
I honestly feel bad.
Paid
for
a lot
you.
of money for those tickets,
and then you just don't remember it. That's rough.
It was a good experience, I guess. Chalk it up as experience.
Hey,
Shit.
same.
Right?
Same.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
I saw Joe Rogan. Same.
Where'd you see him at? Do you remember?
Chicago Theater.
Okay, that's where we were at.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
I'm sorry.
venue.
UIC. I saw Bert and Tom and a bunch of other guys at the Chicago Theater.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they're good.
They're all going back on tour. I saw Bert Kreischer during quarantine for the drive-through shows.
Oh, shit.
That was really cool. It was
Dang.
different. It was definitely different, but it was fun. Hell yeah. Kreischer knows how to throw down a show.
Oh, man. He knows how to keep it moving, too, with all the crazy shit that was going on.
For sure.
He was doing the outdoor, like, movie theater tours, basically. But I think that's a sode, man. I think that's it. I think that was a juicy one. That's
2 hours and 30
No,
minutes?
it's like an hour and 30,
Oh,
probably.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, probably.
Are those the
around there.
beats? How does that work?
That is just a timer. So it always starts at 1 on the left.
Uh-huh.
So everything forward is just like add an extra hour to it.
Oh, okay.
Or subtract an hour, I'm sorry.
I gotcha.
It's weird. I don't know why.
Johnny's
Logic's
not a math
fucking
guy.
weird. Yeah, you know.
I know that. I know that because I listen to Roll.
Fuck, dude.
And
I have a calculator. It's around here. That's where I add all my shit up from my dice on.
Literally, for everybody who doesn't know D&D, it's literally like you have to roll a D20 and then add like 4 to it. So he's like, I got a 17 plus 4.
I'm like,
I'm like,
or I'll be counting in my hands.
I'm like
Casey's
whispering.
next
I'm
to
like,
me.
I'm such a hand counter.
Dude, I'm like, nah.
And sitting next to a public education teacher.
Oh man,
has got to be a little rough.
Exactly.
For you, huh?
She's not good at math.
She's not either.
She says that all the
time.
time.
But I'm intimidated, so I'll put my dice tray on the other side of her so she can't see my dice.
I've noticed that.
I'm like, no one's seeing this but me. And then I'm like, okay, the 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I count it up.
That's funny.
But yeah,
hey,
man.
thanks for having me on.
Dude, this was great.
A lot of
I
fun.
appreciate it. Sean, if you want to let the people know at home where they can find you and where they can catch all your content that you have out there.
Oh, sure.
to offer.
I guess I'll start with Fishhook Studios. That's what we're kind of producing right now with a couple different podcasts. Some people like us. The web series is going to be on there. So if you can subscribe to Fishhook Studios, do that. And then I do YHST every week with my buddy Tony. We watch movies. And then Instagram, Shawn _Cockerham.
Oh, yeah.
I'm private. it because I don't want the children to find me. But
Good
add
call.
me. I'll
Keep 'em
vet
out.
you, and then I'll let you know if you can come
Fair
in.
enough, dude.
You know?
And Shawn was so nice. He brought in 2 fucking giant Bush Light 230 rags to me. I was like,
Yeah, man.
Jesus Christ, dude. I appreciate the shit out of that.
Yeah, don't
dude.
worry about it. Thank you.
And you can tell Tony and Fish too that if they want to, one of these days we need to get a podcast going
On the boat.
on the boat. We'll get a big
On
pod
the boat?
going.
The
We'll-
boat?
We'll get a
Yeah.
big We'll get a
I'm
big
ready.
we'll get a
boat?
pontoon pod going.
That's what I'm talking
As long
about.
as there's no
text-
snakes on there,
There
that's
won't
all I
be.
care
Trust
about.
Trust me.
I
was
don't.
like,
Are there snakes on a boat?
snakes
Did
on
you
a
not
boat.
hear?
Samuel Jackson, baby? He's here.
No, it's not. It's on a plane, you asshole.
I'm sick and tired.
Johnny invited us to go to the boat.
Yeah,
and
it was a
turned
boat
into
day.
a Judas.
Yeah.
Because we undid
on
it.
accident.
No, we undid the cover. The girls go on the boat. Johnny goes to get gas, and I'm looking around to make sure everything's unstuck. And I get to the back where the ladder is to get in and out of the boat. And I'm like, that's weird. In context, my grandmother had a lot of fake snakes because it would like keep other snakes and like critters out of the garden. So my mind immediately goes, that's weird. They have a fake big-ass black snake on the back of their boat ladder. I was like, I wonder why they put that there.
Yeah.
And then it like blinks, and I tell you, I am really afraid of snakes,
Yeah,
Sean.
me too.
I turned like Mallory said
Dude.
I looked like I was about to like have a fucking heart attack.
Mike was having a
I
conniption.
walked
I could
away.
hear him up here.
They were like, "What's
I was
going on?" And I couldn't speak. I
Yeah.
was so afraid. It was like a 5-foot bull snake, just pure black.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Johnny, get your gun!"
I was like, what the fuck is going
I'm
on
like, "We
down
gotta
there?
shoot it."
It's just like a bull snake just hanging out.
So I don't fucking like the boat anymore.
Oh no.
He's
And
a
then
wimp.
what's crazy is right now I'm dog sitting for a friend.
Uh-huh.
And I forgot to tell you this. So I was out there walking around with the dog. We're having a good old time, right?
Yeah, you
She's
and the
laying
dog.
down in the grass. So I'm like petting her belly, and she's like trying to, get all playful.
Yeah.
And I moved to like block her from going towards the lake. And I step on something.
Oh no.
And it's soft. And I was like, what the fuck? I
It's
thought
a
I
big
stepped
turd.
in
Yeah.
dog shit. It was a fucking gardener snake. And it was like, it wasn't huge. It was like 2
Dude.
foot.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'm surprised the cops weren't called. I screamed.
Jesus.
And then I like started to run away, and the dog went towards the snake.
Yeah.
And I had to make a decision. I'm like, what am I more afraid of? Snakes or letting
Like a
this
dog
thing that
bite?
I'm in
Getting-
charge of get hurt?
Getting bit.
So I grabbed her, like bear hugged her, and
Oh
I
my
started running
God, dude.
towards her.
You're fucking ridiculous. You're a Slytherin. You got a snake on your shirt right now.
This is Southside
I'm
Servants
so
from Riverdale,
I'm
one of the
so-
best shows
Oh my God.
on Netflix.
Fuck.
Turns out the snake was dead though.
Oh.
Because
Well,
I
that
went
makes
back
sense.
with like a fucking axe, and I was like, "This snake's gonna die."
I'm gonna murder this snake.
but it's been dead for like days. Anyhow,
Yeah.
those are my snake stories. I'm
Jesus
sorry, I didn't mean to
Will you
interrupt
come?
our out.
Will you come
trip.
back on the boat with me?
Absolutely. For
Okay,
you, yes,
okay,
yes. If you're scared of snakes too,
Yeah.
I trust
Holy
you.
We'll be
Shit.
scared of snakes together.
Yeah,
Good
we can,
Lord.
We'll just stand on like the seats and be like, ah.
Yeah, you guys will be like, it's a mouse. Oh my God.
If-
No, but we definitely need to do that podcast. Fish and Tony, me and you.
They're all
Mike.
in. They're
Oh,
all
yeah.
in. We'll do it.
We'll
Yeah.
We'll do like one episode. Go to the damn bar and grill on the boat. Come back, do another episode.
Sounds amazing.
Be
play
something
bingo.
fun. Play bingo.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
damn bar bingo. Oh
I
God,
get
that was
behind that.
brutal. Fuck, man.
Cool.
But yeah, man, we appreciate you coming on the show. Like I said, it's been a long time coming. Check Shawn out on YHST, can't say it, and all the other plugs he said. Mike, where can the people of the Cyber Shindig podcast follow you, dude?
You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at makeout_Mike.
Love it.
And as we talked about on this episode, we do have a Dungeons and Dragon podcast. Me, Johnny, Casey, and Mallory. That is Roll for Your Life. Check us out.
Yeah.
We
Dude, that's
recently-
amazing podcast. Definitely
It's
check
fun.
that out.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's
my
so
man.
good.
I'm glad you like it.
I love it.
It's always fun when people that don't play Dungeons and Dragons, never had a history of it, like actually listen to it and like enjoy
When
it.
you guys are only 8 episodes in and it doesn't feel overwhelming. Like I was an episode behind and just knowing that they're just hour long and that they're just so easy to listen to.
Yeah, definitely.
It's awesome. I love it.
It's
You
a
guys
lot
keep
of
it
fun.
going.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of fun. Like I
I
said,
appreciate that.
yeah.
we'll have
Yeah.
to do a one shot one of these times and just fuck around and you come in and play for the
Cool.
first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot
We
of
can
fun.
definitely
man.
make that happen.
Definitely.
Easily.
Oh yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
You can be like Walter's son.
Dude, I would love to just be
He
like
plays mandolin.
like an NPC to like come in as
Oh my
like
God.
I don't know, a more dynamic role of an NPC. I'd do it. I would totally do that. You let me know.
Hilarious, dude. I'd love it. You can follow me at johnny.goodrich on Insta. That's about it. And like I said, follow us online, Cyber Shindig Podcast on Twitter, Cyber Shindig on Instagram. Check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe and comment. Do all that good stuff. Click that bell. like that lets you know when we post stuff on YouTube. We'll be posting this video on YouTube, so watch it and enhance that podcast experience, baby. And if you want, head over to our merch shop and buy some shit too. It's always a good time. Oh, Sean, don't let me forget, I have stickers for you too. Sean
sweet.
gave me a bunch of YHST stickers, so
Nice.
it's only fair.
Only fair. You got to trade.
They're all sitting
It's
underneath
like
my
fucking
computer.
Pokemon cards.
Exactly. But thanks a lot, Sean, for coming on. This was a blast,
cool.
dude. It was a lot of fun. We'd love to have you back on sometime.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe once the series comes out, we can have you on.
Yeah, that'd
so
be a
give it
good
another
idea.
plug, and we can talk about it.
I'll
and
do
stuff.
a late night Jay Leno
Oh,
and
shit.
David Letterman
Yeah.
tour.
Ooh,
Have you
yeah.
heard about
You know?
this? Have you seen this?
Yeah.
It's a new thing called. have you heard of it?
That'd be great.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, thanks again for coming on, and we'll catch you guys next time right here on the Cyber Shindig Podcast.
Ciao.
This summer, I'm getting laid. Summer, I'm getting laid. This summer, I'm getting laid. Summer, I'm getting laid. This summer, I'm getting laid. Summer, I'm getting laid. This summer, I'm getting laid. Summer, I'm getting laid. It's gonna be good. Gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Gonna be good. This summer, I'm getting laid. Summer, I'm getting laid. This summer, I'm getting laid. Summer, I'm getting laid. I'm off to make me some chocolate milk. Chocolate milk. Now I'm gonna be a chocolate milk. Chocolate milk. This summer, I'm getting laid. Summer, I'm getting laid. Done being a nice guy. It's gonna be good.